In this episode, we meet Biscuit, a peace-loving Squidgeling from the planet Squidge, where war is the only way of life and life expectancy is only 10 to 15 minutes.
He's the only being from his planet to ever leave home, and he wants to make the most of it.
So roll up your towel into a pillow, lean back, and
prepare to hear about the puddle of children and dreams of the biscuiting.
Shut up and sit down.
Welcome once again. I am Horatio Zinn, your ever-expansive host. But you know, one host is often not enough, and that is the case here. That is why Trellis Gardeen is always here with me, or I am with him, or we are together. We are we, and...
I don't think we need to define who's first or who's second, do you?
If we did, I would be all right with it, because if we went by my first name, then I would be first.
Yeah.
But if we went by last names, I would not be first.
But if we went by looks, I would absolutely be first.
Unless people are looking for quantity over quality.
But nobody ever does.
In which case I would exceed.
Quality is always more important than quantity.
I hold out hope. I hold out hope that there's someone who is wanting a value meal and not so much the pretty packaging.
If they want more for their money,
yes,
they're going to go to you.
Pound for pound.
If they want an experience they'll never forget,
yes,
they're going to go to me.
That's right. I am the volume dealer. You are the.
And that experience could be good or bad.
Oh no!
You know, I'm not gonna say it's one way or the other. I'm just gonna say it's an experience they'll never forget.
And don't tell them too much about it, or else they're like, "Why should I be a part of this?"
Yeah, I like to leave an air of mystery.
Yes. Oh, very good. Very good. The mystery.
Very good. But you know what's not a mystery?
Oh, I'm going to guess. Is that we have a guest?
Yes, we do.
Very good. Yes.
And I would like to welcome our guest to the booth.
I want to welcome them as well, as a good host.
Well, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, yes. Hello. My name's Biscuit.
Nice to meet you, Biscuit.
Wonderful to meet you, Biscuit.
Oh, well, it's lovely to meet you too. Both of you, gentlemen.
May I shake a tentacle?
Oh, yes. This is an arm, though.
I'm sorry. I'll shake an arm.
Squids have arms.
Very good. I must make note of that. I don't want to offend. I have arms as well. They just look a bit...
less suction-y.
Yes.
Because our guest cannot see you. Biscuit, he is I'm going to say around 3 feet or so tall, and you are a squid.
Yes, absolutely. Well, a squidgeling would be...
Squidgeling?
Yes. But sometimes people do point to me and say squid, which I assume is some kind of, like, slang term for me.
It may be a regional thing. Like, depending on where you're from. Maybe sometimes it's squid, sometimes it's squiss.
Sometimes it's octopus, and that's very wrong. Doesn't sound anything like it.
No, that's not even a nickname.
Entirely different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you get offended when people call you an octopus?
No, I think it's nice when people talk to me at all.
Oh, what a lovely receiving way to be.
Yeah, I just think it's just, I mean, it's a big universe, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
And it's so nice when we make any kind of connection.
Oh, yes, that's one of the wonderful things about this podcast is making the connections, and without having to make a lot of effort to do it. That's really one of the drawing points.
We come to you, sort of thing.
Yes, we
Exactly.
appreciate that. We bring the universe to our listeners. Oh, we should write that down.
We're going to connect you to countless numbers of people around the universe.
Yes.
So this is a big moment.
It's wonderful.
I'm so excited for it. I mean, I was just came into the restaurant and then 20 minutes later we're doing this, and maybe I'll be famous after this, or
Possibly. Do you have any talents or things that you might think you'd be famous for?
Oh, yes. Something to exploit. Something for us to exploit.
Yes.
Well, my race, Squidgelings, they're very warlike.
Oh.
I mean, we spend our entire lives just killing each other.
Oh.
Just there has never been a moment in my planet's history where we haven't been at war.
Oh, constant state of war.
And I'm just not great at all of that stuff. So I understand you asked me for a talent, and I've told you about a lack of talent, but it does make me incredibly unique amongst my own kind.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I was going to say that are other members of your people as adorable as you are?
The big eyes, the tentacles, it is an adorable look.
Yes.
Yes, this is something I wanted to ask you about, really, because
Yes.
people do always use these words around me: adorable, or cute, or like lovely. But everyone on my planet looks like me, but everyone's just a stone cold killer. It's just
So ironic that, I mean, I would think that you wouldn't be able to kill each other because you're just so cute.
Yes, I can't kill you. You're so cute.
I think it might be a natural disguise. You know, we look one way and it draws people in, and then it's just all arms failing, you know, suction and death and decapitation.
And lots of squid, lots of ink. Do you?
Yeah.
I don't want to make assumptions, but do you squirt ink?
I do squirt ink. How did you know that?
I have encountered this with other squid like we actually had a duel here using
Yes.
some squids at one point, and it was ink.
Yes.
Like instead of ink, I'm not sure, but
It was squids at 10 paces.
yeah, squids at 10 paces.
So you use squids as the weapon.
Yes.
Well, just as the squirter of the ink.
Yes.
And whoever got the ink on them lost.
They were paid.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, otherwise I feel like I would be slightly upset if we were just objectified in that way.
There were no squids harmed in the making of our duel.
No, they enjoyed it.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if they enjoyed it necessarily.
Mine was squeeing. I know mine squeed.
In which case, I would be more than happy to be your squid weapon, squidge weapon at any time.
How lovely! Thank you. I'll make sure to make a note of that. Do you have a card?
No, I don't. I just need to imprint myself on your memory.
Oh well, how would we do that? How would we do that?
Well, we just look at each other
All right,
and just think my name, just like Biscuit.
Biscuit. I'm saying it for audio purposes.
Yeah, and then what I find is you'll remember me that way, and that's easier than a card because you can lose a card.
Oh, that's true. I can't lose the memory.
Well, Horatio, has lost his mind before, so
Oh yes.
I'm not sure that is the best medium to store.
But if you lose your mind, why would you ever want to meet me again anyway?
Perhaps for some calming effect.
I'm not a psychiatrist.
No, but I just look at you and I just think, oh, how adorable. The universe must be a wonderful place.
Oh, like a kind of animal that people stroke or something to calm down.
You could be his therapy squid.
Oh, but have you ever thought about being that kind of a service squid?
Yes.
You could just a traveling companion essentially is what you'd be.
I really like where you're going with it, and I'm so happy that you're trying to help me find my life's purpose.
Oh, that makes me happy.
The only thing I worry about
Oh no.
is, if I do become a service animal, service squidge,
Yes.
and then that's sort of training people to approach my kind, to touch my kind, to palpate my kind, and if it was anyone
palpating.
except me, you're dead within 10 seconds.
We could get you a vest that says "Service Squidge, do not touch."
Yes, it's very important not to touch.
It's just like a little,
'Cause you're working.
a little
You're
thing that I
working.
could put on.
It's got little clips. Many colors, whatever color I think you think would work.
Fluorescent. I would like it fluorescent.
That would be wonderful. That way you could be seen at any time.
Yeah, and the reflective one, a reflective vest.
Yes.
Yeah, because it is dark in space, and therefore, people would need to see you.
That's
And,
true.
You can be reflecting any light from any sun source within, I think, at least a few million miles.
Yes.
That seems delightful, but also dangerous.
Oh, well, there's danger involved in most anything, really.
That's so true, Horatio. That is really true.
I could order an appetizer that seems just very, and I might no comment.
It can't be more dangerous than your planet. I mean,
Oh, no, that's a very good point.
Without even really thinking about it, I could just exude my poisonous ink. Like just as a reaction. I don't even realize I'm doing it, and then everyone in the restaurant would just be dead within moments.
oh, that would be bad.
Oh my, you could your ink can you not control the spreading of your ink?
I can. I'm just saying, have you ever had a moment where, someone touches you on the shoulder and you're like, whoa, what's happening? And you sort of jerk around.
Yes.
If I do that, then I might squirt the ink out.
Oh my. Is it? Oh.
And the ink is poisonous.
Yes.
And also acidic, and it also kind of sticks people to the spot. So you sort of you asphyxiate and melt, and you can't move.
All in one spot. That's very efficient. That is very efficient.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That is everything in one bit of squirt.
Now, is that how you fight on your planet?
Well, no, because it doesn't affect our flesh. Because then
yes.
I would be dead immediately. So it's really more for outsiders. But because we're constantly in civil war within our own planet, people don't tend to come, so we don't get to use it very often.
I was going to say, not a lot of tourism probably happening on your planet.
No. And no one, I'm the only one that's ever left.
Oh. You're not allowed, otherwise not allowed to leave, or is just no one that's ever thought about it?
Did you escape?
No, it's just no one wants to. Because war is love. People would love it. It's not like war on my planet isn't governed by hatred particularly. It's just people love it.
Oh.
It's just such a fun thing to do. Everyone
Just what you do.
Yeah, well, more than that, we get pleasure from it. It's really like, even when I was younger, I was like, yeah, this is great. I've maimed a lot of people in my time. But then after a while, I was like, there's more, isn't there? There's more than this. There must be.
You're an evolved squidge.
Were you like in not flail, but mid hit or something, and immediately thought, what is this? What am I doing? And then you just, arms just sunk down to your side. I'm just picturing this. I don't know if that's what happened, but that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, the corpses of my enemies were strewn around me in all directions. And then the clouds parted. And I saw the stars. And it was so beautiful, and there was wending through those stars with this ribbon of colors, purples and greens and pinks, some kind of galactic phenomena. And I said, that's where I want to be. And so I dropped my battle axe, I dropped my ray gun, I dropped my samurai swords, I dropped my claws, and I just said, no more. I'm gonna hit that horizon running. I'm gonna see what I can see.
Did you just run and then wind up in space, or did you have to find a ship? Are you speaking metaphorically about running? Or?
A little bit, yeah. No, I like that idea of me just running and just sort of getting to escape velocity through running.
Yes.
That would be that's not one of the capabilities.
That would be impressive.
Obviously, you have a nice layer of protection because you're able to not be melted by your own ink. So I didn't know perhaps you have extra powers like that of flight.
I would love that. That would be amazing, just to sort of skip across the battlefield and leap into the stars. But no, I just essentially every now and then someone does visit, and we kill them, obviously.
Yes, of course.
And there was this little load of spaceships just around. They're just there,
Parked wherever.
Have you ever thought about selling them?
You could start a lot.
Yes.
We have no concept really of money or commerce.
We do.
Or economy.
We do.
Yes, no, I've noticed, yeah.
Should we sell them for him?
Well, maybe, but do you have an economy, or do you just operate strictly off spoils of war?
Ooh.
Well, yeah, that's absolutely it. It's not really a barter system. It's more everyone is constantly at war with everyone else. And there isn't even, there's not borders or anything. So it's just, you'll have different allegiances that they just shift all the time. And sometimes they're based on where you live, or sometimes they're based on, you know, what you're wearing or what your favorite color is or something, and they just constantly change. They will change mid-battle sometimes. Like, so you think you'll be on one side, and then suddenly everything shifts. So in a world like that, really, there's no time for money or economy.
Now, you said everyone is just so into war.
They
Are
love
there any warriors who stand out? I mean, do you guys have trading cards, perhaps, that list the statistics of the best and greatest warriors in your planet's history?
It's really interesting because I would say lifespan for one of my people is 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's so much fighting going on, like so many battles.
Oh, so that's not the natural lifespan. Like, this is just how long it will take. You'll probably be killed in 10 or 15 minutes.
So you're probably the oldest squidge on your planet.
Oh, by so much. We are born fully formed, and I guess we're low-level telepathic. So as soon as we're born, we know everything about history, and we have language. I was as I am now in terms of my maturity, I guess, as soon as I was born. And then someone puts a sword in your hand, and you just start fighting, and then you die. So I'm very lucky that I had that revelation almost immediately. So about halfway through my life, which was about 7.5 minutes in, and then I was gone. So in answer to your question, Trellis, really, there aren't any famous people at all on my planet because there's just...
No one lives long enough to achieve fame.
No, absolutely.
You could be the first famous being from your planet.
You could be Biscuit the Elder.
Biscuit the Elder.
Well, I would be, I guess.
Well, you already are, aren't you?
I guess so, but in order to be recognized as such by my planet, I'd have to go back to my planet, whereupon I would die immediately.
Oh.
Maybe. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I suppose. That's very optimistic of you. Maybe I would be the one...
You said you have no talents, but you have lived longer than any other squidge, which could be a talent that should garner respect, in my humble opinion.
Longevity is a skill in a way, yes. I have to agree with my compadre here.
Maybe my talent is to be inspired by the wonder of the world.
Ooh, that's wonderful. Yes, I love that.
Now, you said you only live on an average of, you said 15?
10 to 15 minutes, yeah.
Where does that leave any time for procreation?
Well, we procreate asexually. We just become two.
Oh, well, that's no fun.
So that's sometimes really good because say you're running towards like a band, or no, let's say this. Say you get ambushed, and there's two people have ambushed you. Yeah. If you can stay alive long enough, there'll be two of you, and that will even the odds back up.
Oh,
nice. But wouldn't they also procreate?
Yeah, absolutely. But there's that moment of surprise that maybe as the sword comes down and they think they've sliced you in two, and they're like, oh no, actually, no, there's two there now.
And then each of you can turn into two more.
Exactly.
They made two more, and they made two more, and they made two more.
Absolutely, but I'm not sure how it works. I personally have never reproduced.
Oh.
So it must be something to do with the atmosphere of my planet, or certain ley lines or energies within the planet.
Yes.
So it would be because I wouldn't be the only one, of course, if I...
Yes.
Maybe anger causes the reproduction.
Thrill of battle, bloodlust. Perhaps it's bloodlust.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah, maybe so. There's a lot. If we had any scientists, of course, we could look at all of this stuff. But all our scientists just kill each other, so there's not a lot of time.
That explains the battle axe and a lack of advanced killing technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your laser, you said you have a laser gun.
Probably got that off one of the ships.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes, scavenging weapons off the ships.
Yeah, my rudimentary understanding of the scientific method, it just includes peer review, and it's very hard to have a peer review anything that you've done when they are trying to hack at you and sort of sever your brain from the rest of the body.
I would imagine that laser gun went through a few iterations of people looking at the pointy end and pulling the trigger and shooting themselves in the head.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
But the good thing is, because of this low-level telepathic thing that we have, when one of us learns something, we all learn it. So as soon as people did work out how to use it, everyone knew how to use it.
That's wonderful.
Mass
Wonderful shared
consumption.
learning in that way.
I also find that I am not party to that anymore.
Oh.
So anything that my people have learned since I left, I don't know.
So you're probably not in on a lot of jokes now.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So, I suppose you don't have pop stars or anything on your planet since it's all battles.
I mean, very briefly, but then they're gone, you know?
Really, all of your pop stars are definitely one-hit wonders.
Yeah. Half hit wonders a lot of the time.
Yeah, if that. Mm-hmm.
They're right in the middle of the chorus and then just slash.
You might just get an opening note and then they're done.
I mean, shall I sing you the greatest pop song from my planet?
Oh, I'd be honored.
Yes, it would be an honor. Yes, please.
Okay, I don't have much of a singing voice.
That's okay.
That, I have to admit, that is very catchy.
I was going to say that grabs you.
It does. Right from the beginning, it grabs you and throws
Yeah,
you.
it grabbed them, suffocated them. So yeah, so it is very, very hard, and it is hard to be away. And I do think, you know, if I went back, even though I'd be taking my life in my hands, everything that I've learned out here in the galaxy, in the universe, would be transmitted to every one of my race. Maybe there's a possibility that they would see things like I saw them, and everyone would stop fighting. This huge download of information they would suddenly have. But there's a possibility they just wouldn't.
They might short circuit. It might overload them, which would make you the ruler.
They might. I just have no interest in that, Trellis.
Because I had a thought, and this is the kind of thing I think that would normally appeal to Trellis, as of course as a bit of a kingmaker, is that you could start some legend about the return of the prodigal something to your planet who would bring peace or bring something. You make yourself up into a legend. You don't want to just show up and say, "I am the chosen one."
That usually ends up in death.
Yes.
People don't like that.
Salt in some legends and things for people to, on your planet, to hear. And then when you arrive there, oh, he must be the chosen one. We should listen to him.
It sounds great. I don't really want to be special. I'm really happy traveling around, seeing all this incredible. I would have been alive for 15 minutes.
And now you've been, but how long have you been? Yeah. How old are you now?
I think I must be about, 6 months old.
Oh my, so you're ancient on your world.
Absolutely ancient.
Well, you've aged very well. You look wonderful.
Thank you. You both look excellent too.
I do, but I don't know about Horatio.
I believe I've achieved my optimum weight.
You're stately, I would say.
Oh, stately. That's very... Oh, I like that, stately.
You are the size of a state, yes.
Yes, sometimes more states than one. Perhaps a country sometimes.
I had a question that popped in my head that we mentioned if you went back,
yeah,
and there was this download of information, and they all saw the light like you saw it.
Can we call it the biscuiting?
The biscuiting, I love it.
Oh yes, the biscuiting.
It's the biscuiting. So when the biscuiting happens, what do you think? What would be the first thing everyone would do if they weren't going to fight?
In my imagination, in the best version of events, everyone would look at their weapons, and as one around the planet, they would drop them. There would be this huge clanging noise as every squidgeling in every area of the planet just renounced violence and realized that there was so much more that we could do. That's my hope. And then maybe we would sing the first song that lasted more than 2 or 3 seconds.
Oh, the first song that you made it to the chorus.
Yeah.
What a wonderful dream. What a wonderful dream.
Are you at all worried that it might make them realize that there are other worlds to conquer, and then they might turn all of their violence outwards?
Exactly. This is why I can't do it, because there's a very optimistic way it could go, but the other way is they could all be like, let's get on this vast array of different spaceships that we have.
Oh no.
And let's just head out into the world.
You have the fleet. It's waiting there.
You already have a fleet.
I would imagine the planets they'd want to take vengeance on first would be the ones who have made it a point to have calamari on their appetizer menus.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, Mon Calamari first. Absolutely.
You might not want to look at the seafood page of this menu.
Yeah.
Let's just act like that page isn't there.
Oh, don't worry. I'm used to it now. But I do. Yes, obviously it's not great to see things that look like you cut up and deep fried in front of you.
No.
But they are good. They really.
they are
you.
good.
Oh, people tell me. People tell me.
I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know how you taste, but I'm going to guess you taste good.
I'm sure. I expect I do.
It's probably the happiness. You know, happy food. Animals make for happy food.
That's right.
Well, and to be fair, there is a biped section in the
Yes,
mammalian
there
biped
is.
section. If you would like
Oh,
to.
I don't think. I mean, tit for tat, an eye for an eye makes the whole galaxy blind.
But full.
But full.
But a full stomach.
Just really full, but very
Blind.
visually impaired.
Yes.
In the kingdom of the blind, the full man is king.
Yes. Because he's eating everybody else.
Because
so,
he's eating, yeah.
Yeah.
We've created a wonderful metaphor or legend or something there. That's going to catch on.
One of the legends you can take back. I think that is the first one that you should impart. I was going to say impose, but again, that might cause a backlash. Impart onto the people of Squidge.
You could emboss it on them too if they would hold still.
They're not going to hold still.
No.
I really want to impart this. Just imagine a tiny 3-foot squid flying at your face,
Oh, God.
yelling
Ah.
with every single arm clasping something that can kill you horribly.
That is terrifying.
Without even a moment's greeting. Just straight at you.
And spitting acid.
And spit. Yeah.
But that moment passes very quickly.
So quickly.
It's like, oh, look at this. Oh, my God, I'm on. Yeah.
Several people have asked me about merchandising opportunities. They say I would make an excellent plush.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Actually, you might want to not be the plush yourself. You might want to make a plush that looks like you instead.
Yeah. But again, you do not want to socialize everyone to move towards squidgelings. So I've always said no to that kind of opportunity.
Definitely don't make eye contact. If you were the plush, not you personally,
No.
would it be appropriate to have it have acidic ink? Because I could see a lot of kids.
So you're saying instead of having, like many toys have a little voice box or something that says, you're my best friend or something. But you're saying instead of that, have a toy that squirts corrosive acid into your face.
Yes. I mean, you could put for adults only or ages 16 and up. I mean, that gets you out of any legal entanglements.
It's a bit like the doll that wets itself when you squeeze it, except for this time it's not just water or something.
It burns right through the diaper. It burns right through the diaper.
It burns through the diaper.
I think a certain kind of person would buy it, but I don't know if it's got a large enough mass appeal.
Oh, that's true. What if it was only semi-corrosive ink?
Well, then it wouldn't be true to life.
I was going to say, that's not accurate, Horatio. Come on.
No, that's true. I was thinking a training model for the younger children.
Like cherry flavored or something.
Yes, cherry flavored, but it's not corrosive because that would be cruel.
Yes.
Something pleasant flavored that was corrosive.
Yeah, but then you're going to run into the problem of they're going to think when they see an actual squidgeling that they can drink its ink. And you're going to have kids running up to them, and then they're going to just launch themselves at them. And the kids are going to quickly discover that it is not drinkable ink. And then there's a lot of disfigured children.
Yeah, just puddles of children everywhere.
Yes.
Puddles of children. Oh, that actually, I'm sorry not to distract, but that's one of my favorite bands. Is Puddles of Children. I don't know. Are they from your world? But no, I guess you wouldn't have a band.
No, as I say, no bands.
Pop stars, very short lifespans and career span.
Yeah.
Yeah. So boy bands would be just brief. They would be a glimmer at most.
Yeah, and a lot of the boy bands that have formed also have just... I'm sure this doesn't happen anywhere else, but they just devolved into a lot of infighting.
Yes.
Right.
I want it that way. Right there.
I mean, they wouldn't even really probably be alive long enough to choreograph a routine.
Well, again, it's very hard because having a telepathic connection, someone can start a dance routine, and then that dance routine will be, even if they die, that will be transmitted to other people. So the way that we do have dances, but they are built up over centuries. Someone does the first step, and then someone does the jazz hands, and then they each get killed.
Everyone adds their own personal piece to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's never ended. It's still ongoing.
Well, I assume, but as I say, 6 months out of date.
Well, yeah.
So if I went back and tried to do that dance, I wouldn't know. I would be lost almost immediately.
Well, right.
You could probably actually step it and be killed, I would assume, if you...
That's the base level. Obviously, I would be dead. But if somehow I managed to hide for long enough to try and dance, I wouldn't be able to get to the end of it.
So perhaps a workout video would not.
I mean, Horatio, all the fighting is more than enough.
Oh,
Cardio and heavy lifting to keep them in shape.
Here's the interesting thing. I don't know how long I'm going to live.
Oh.
Right? I could be a being that lasts thousands or millions of years, or I could be, I could be about to die of old age. I just don't know.
You do look a little gray, to be honest. Yes. Are you feeling okay?
Yes, are you?
I have started to talk a little bit about how the old days.
Yes, I've noticed that.
That's just I've noticed myself talking about 3 months ago.
If you should die before the end of this episode, would you mind if we did deep fry you and eat you?
If I just died of natural causes?
Yeah, if you were to die.
Here's what I would say. Definitely fry and eat me.
Okay.
Just be careful about the ink sac.
Right. Have the ink sac removed.
That I would assume you would have to be specially prepared.
Yeah, definitely. You'd need someone who knew how to do that, which no one does.
I like that this is not a morbid conversation at all.
Not for me. As I say, I've had my time 1,000 times over.
True.
Now I'm just getting hungry. You can hear my stomach rumbling. Can you hear that?
I can, yeah.
That's his equivalent of a battle cry, by the way.
Yes, my stomach is prepared to do battle.
When I heard your stomach grumbling, just for a moment, I just went back on instinct. I was ready to launch myself at you.
I noticed you pulled the knife off the butter knife off the table and
tiny knife
started waving it at me. I'm sorry our listeners couldn't.
And I didn't even realize I was doing it.
All of Horatio's acid stays contained in the stomach. You do not want to go in there because it's probably just as deadly as your projectile.
It can break down anything, really. I accidentally ate something metal, and it dissolved very quickly.
What did you eat? What was it that was metal that you ate?
It was a fork.
Oh.
It was a fork. I did not slow down enough. And it just went in, and I just kept chewing.
Horatio, we've all done it.
Oh.
We've all eaten something that we liked so much, we've also eaten the utensils.
You can't help it. That's why they bring me. You notice that they bring me edible utensils now.
That is amazing.
Let's take a whiff of this fork. It's freshly baked. Smell that. Isn't that lovely?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, yes. Just breathe that in. Oh, you can eat it, too, if you'd like.
Can I try a little bit of it?
What do you are you eating on your plate? Are you just, with your biological structure, what kind of foods?
We don't have to eat because...
They don't live long enough.
That's true.
Generally speaking.
I do get hungry.
Yes.
But, I get hungry every 4 or 5 hours, right? Which is so many lifetimes for an average Squidgeling. But I find I like everything, really.
Oh, very good. No dietary restrictions then.
No, not gluten intolerant or anything.
Oh, how
just
lovely.
everything seems fine. So I'm just, this is part of the discovery, not just different cultures and different art, poetry, different, great plays, and but also the culinary arts. This is all stuff for me to explore.
I would love to have you back to learn more about this. Hopefully you don't die in the process.
No, please live. Please live so you can come back.
I've never met someone who's lived like 1,000 times past their expected life.
No, this is This is wonderful. Congratulations. Kudos on living longer.
Horatio, what do you think we should put in the entry for Squidge?
Oh, let's see. I'm going through the things I've written down here in condiments.
Puddles of children?
Puddles of children. And the biscuiting. biscuiting.
Ooh, I like the
Biscuiting, puddles of children.
because it's food related
Yes.
sounding, anyways. Because your name is a food product.
What is it?
Yes, biscuits are a.
Food product. They're often they're baked goods. They're generally baked goods.
Mhm.
Although in
That's
some planets,
embarrassing.
actually, they're the equivalent of rivets, and they're not edible.
On my world, it means he who will decimate all that he surveys.
Oh,
Well, some biscuits can do that to your lower half. Then they're actually made to do that, to push everything out.
yes,
Oh well, that's fine
yes.
then.
Although if you put some apple butter on them, it lubricates it a bit more. It's much less people.
I'm typing in the biscuiting.
Beware the
Hold on.
biscuiting, maybe.
Typing in the biscuiting.
Go ahead, put that in.
Submit. That's good. It's in.
Well, we have we have a gift. We're trying to have gifts for our guests sometimes, especially someone like you who's on a bit of a journey. You didn't see me call into the gift shop and place a special order, and they brought it out.
You
But they're bringing it out.
scamp.
It's of course your service vest, and I know you had a dream of flying. It has a little rocket pack on it.
Nice.
So there you go.
So I can just hover slightly above the ground in my
Yes.
fluorescent vest.
Even when it looks like you're walking, you'll be flying.
Look, Mr. Trellis, Mr. Horatio, I feel just so blessed to have met both of you. I didn't know when I walked into this restaurant that I was going to meet such men of the universe, worldly people. You've taught me so much.
As you have I.
Yes,
Thank you.
we are here to pass on our knowledge and to soak in, unless it's roast beef.
And if you should go back and the biscuiting is a thing, and peace reigns, let us know, because we would like to come.
Yes, and conversely, if you ever see a smoking wreck of a spaceship speeding towards you, just filled with squidlings, run.
Thank you for joining us for Hitchhikers and Appetizers. And of course, special thanks goes to our guest, Biscuit. I have been Horatio Zinn.
And I continue to be Trellis Gardeen. Until next time, keep your towels clean. And if you're a psycho behemoth man-child and find yourself aboard a spaceship, you can just keep doing what you do best. Swing that machete. So don't panic.
Everything you heard in this episode was improvised, but not everything improvised was heard. This episode of Hitchhikers and Appetizers featured the voice talents of Mike Gorgone as Trellis Gardeen, Bran Peacock as Horatio Zinn, and Chris Mead as Biscuit. Finally, Hitchhikers and Appetizers is part of the Improv in Action Network. Check out other great improvised podcasts and projects at improvinaction.com. If you'd like to reach out to Trellis or Horatio, you can send electronic messages to them at our Galaxy address, hitchappspodcast@gmail.com. Or you can find them on Twitter with the handle hitchapps.
Shut up and sit down.